XRP really needs to wake up because it feels like it's losing strength compared to Bitcoin. I hope you're all doing well today. XRP has dropped about $2.17, and people are wondering what's going on. Will it ever start gaining momentum again? Right now, there are 72 crypto ETFs waiting for approval, and 19 of them are specifically XRP-focused, which is a huge deal. It's basically a setup for a massive wave of investment to pour in. Can't you see it? When you look at all these ETF applications, it's clear that the groundwork is being laid for something big. It's not just serious projects either. We're seeing everything from meme coins to utility tokens thrown into the mix. Honestly, altcoin season seems like it's wrapping up, and that's probably a good thing. Still, it feels like every time XRP gets positive news, something negative immediately follows, and nobody really knows why. Brad Garlinghouse made a statement, although he was a bit late with it. Overall, as the XRP market continues expanding, this is a really significant and exciting development. Plus, the CME Group announced that starting May 19th, they will offer regulated and capital-efficient XRP futures, both in larger and smaller contract sizes, giving traders more flexibility with their exposure. The launch of these futures is definitely a big deal, but it also means we'll see more volatility, more debt, and a lot more risk in the market. Remember what happened when XRP futures launched on Coinbase? There was a huge pump, followed by an equally strong dump, a lot of market manipulation, and sharp price swings. Keep that in mind. When May 19th approaches, we might see another similar pattern, possibly even bigger this time. Also, South Korea recently approved a 2x leveraged XRP ETF, and May 22nd is another crucial date because that's when the SEC must respond to Grayscale's XRP spot buy ETF application. Everything seems to be converging in May, and the timing feels too perfect to be random. Meanwhile, CME Group confirmed through Crypto Briefing that they plan to launch XRP futures contracts, offering both micro and large-size trades, settled in cash using the CME CF10 XRP dollar reference rate. Alongside Bitcoin, Ether, and newly launched Solana futures, XRP futures add to CME's growing crypto product lineup. This move is in line with rising institutional and retail interest in XRP, highlighting its advantages like handling 500 transactions per second with minimal fees clearly outpacing outdated systems like SWIFT. Institutions see the potential, and the recent Hashi Capital Fund launch in Asia further supports XRP's growing adoption. CME's expansion and the overall momentum point toward the eventual approval of XRP spot ETFs. Plus, with the Federal Reserve now permitting collaboration between banks and crypto firms, it's obvious the traditional finance world is gearing up to participate. This whole sequence of events feels like a massive warning shot. Big changes are coming fast. Ultimately, this is a key step toward positioning the USS as a global leader in digital assets and fintech innovation. It looks like the Federal Reserve is tightening up on crypto activity, and banks absolutely have to follow along. All signs are pointing to XRP potentially moving up in price, soon maybe even by the end of this year, and possibly starting as early as this summer. There's a chart I really like that shows a wave count. It goes from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3, shooting up to $18, then dropping to $5 before skyrocketing to $100. Honestly, that pattern seems pretty solid. It suggests that when XRP hits $20, the signals indicating a high might become overwhelming, and if it pulls back and stays down for a while, the market could reset for another major move upwards. After that, it seems a bear split could occur, leading to a fall, and eventually, 4 waves of renewed usefulness for XRP. Interestingly, there's been a prediction floating around, supposedly from the bear himself, pointing to Ripple hitting $4,290 wild, but somehow, I believe it's possible. Maybe even today could be significant. There's been talk about the SEC wrapping up their first wave of action, and they recently had a Sunshine Act meeting, suggesting something major could be announced soon. It feels like big changes are brewing. Plus, parts of the XRP market are showing some intriguing moves. Dalton from J9 mentioned that from Friday through Monday could be crucial, And with everything surrounding the Pope and a funeral tomorrow, the timing is strange. Also, Paul Atkins is set to speak at the next crypto roundtable on April 25th, and oddly, the way the announcement is laid out forms a smiley face out in space. Coincidence? Maybe not. Tomorrow feels like a very important day, and honestly, we should keep a close watch on April, May, June, and July because major shifts seem to be happening. Even in Forex news, XRP-related chatter is heating up. If you want to buy XRP, this might be your moment because signs are pointing to a strong move upward. The same symbolic pictures keep popping up, the bear roaring and supplies getting scarce signs that attention is not properly placed, yet something is definitely brewing. Even Ripple is showing bullish signs this week, although it hasn't moved dramatically compared to last week. It's been forming a flag, which often predicts bearish moves, but there's still hope. During previous market collapses, many altcoins dropped by 80–99%, while more stable ones like XRP dropped only about 20%, so that's something to remember. We're hearing talk about Trump-related stocks shooting up by 60% and even chances to have dinner with him. However, the current crypto waves aren't delivering the massive returns some expect. Patience is key. I'm not going to say much more about Ripple for now. The situation remains largely the same. Bitcoin and Ripple still dominate the market, though Bitcoin is leading at the moment. Honestly, Bitcoin's persistence is impressive. It just won't go away, which is a good thing in some ways. Even hardcore Bitcoin maximalists are softening their views, which is refreshing. Whether you love or hate Bitcoin or think it's pointless, the short-term data shows it's still winning. Maybe long-term skeptics will be right someday, but for now, for almost 900 weeks straight, they haven't been.